Hello. Uh, in this presentation, we talk about the problems to our city, Medellin. I'll get started. Um, by as introduction, there are many problems that Colombia cities have today. Medellin does not escape from what concerns the problems. Insecurity, inequality, or poverty are part of the Colombian spectrum of problems. This has always been part of the Colombian ethos and idiom. That's why I will talk about the three problems and some solutions that can be found for the city. In first instance, the pollution is something that concerns every region and Medellin. Despite all the awards and slogans of the city of spring, the city is one of the most polluted in the country and Latin America. Leading with the Bogota, the smoke that exists in the morning hours is harmful and affects people who exercise, perpetuating this at noon and this afternoon. Cleaning up the city is not an easy task, but with a responsible policies from the biggest first, it seems to be most viable solution to the problem. CO2 emissions and waste management are the problem to which the civilian can contribute. But being honest is where the industry has the greatest responsibility for Rio Major of Medellin. The other problem in the city is the prostitution. Medellin is the one of the cities in the world that has one of the biggest problems with the issue of the prostitution. Along with Cartagena, I will there's to say that is the most of the sex tourism in the country. This is compounded by the few outlets offered in slums, where the objectification of women remains a very serious problem today. Machismo is an edge that is perpetuated, and the increase in revenues with respect to seems to be handled with utmost care, making the authorities inoperative and even complicit. It is difficult for these businesses to mess up, and even more so if prostitution is not legally prohibited. This is a cultural and social problem that can be improved if the machista, sexist culture is changed. It cannot change. The condition of inequality are changed, and the model of dog transmitted to national and international levels is changed from the highest levels. Inequality. Inequality is something that concerns a region. Medellin does not ignore this and is one of the most inequality cities in Colombia. San Cristóbal, San Javier, or Acevedo, for example, have slums, and if they exist, there will be inequality in the city. This is something they have long wanted to sell us as mental poverty and cities guilt. It is not so. The rich will always become richer and the poor will become poorer. It is a structural problem that comes from very remote times, where the status quo is perpetuated. It is here that the government must be effective with policies that attack the disequality and make society more justice. With the tax reform coming up, let's hope that some of what is promised can be delivered and help the people who need it most. And the conclusion is they have sold us as change something that has to do with existentially, but truth is not. We can change particularities, but not at the status quo. That is why we must vote well and accord and in a society where moral baseness and decay prevail. The decades predominate along the time, and Colombia is part of the change that we want. With that cries of those to be critical and watch out about that. Wake up, Colombians!